What's up, Pokemaniacs? I am the Online Orphan, and I am your analyst for Season 2 of the Pokemaniacs Uber League, or PUL for short, and I am here with another draft analysis before the battles begin. And today, we are taking a look at Coach Dax and his Montreal Canadiancies, and let me say, that is one of the best team names I have ever heard. Oh my god, it is fantastic. Really, just a fantastic nickname. Other coaches, let's step it up. So, all right, let's jump right into the team that the Canadiancies are rocking with this season. So, starting out with their first Uber pick, the Necrozma main, or Solgaleo Necrozma. This thing hits incredibly hard, especially on the physical side. Got so much better from Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon now, with a couple of extra moves. Really need to watch out for this thing. It really can hit like a truck. So looking forward to seeing how this thing fares in the league. Tier 1 is his Clefable. Clefable, such a pain wall to try and get through here. Clefable, couple of great abilities in Magic Guard and Unaware, can really throw off teams. Really important to try and figure out what kind of Clefable your opponent has should you go up against it. This thing can set up, this thing can heal itself, this thing can do some decent damage with Stab Moonblast, but Clefable, a really great bulky fairy type that are really difficult to come by. So great tier 1 pickup there, and really interested to see how well that can support Necrozma main. I think the two of them really work well together, so looking forward to that combination there. Next up is the Gyarados. Gyarados, a very hard-hitting, water-flying type Pokemon. Big weakness to Electric, of course, but this thing can set up with Dragon Dance and try and sweep away from there. Decent coverage moves as well, has access to Earthquake to hit those electric types. Gyarados can be a great Scarf Moxie user, or can switch in and intimidate an opponent. So really good usage there for Gyarados. Next up is the Ninetales. The original Ninetales going to be the tier 3 pick here. And this thing will come in, set up the sun for the team should he want it. Can hit hard, of course, with Stab, Flamethrower, Fire Blast. In the sun, this thing can set up with Nasty Plot. Got a couple of nice coverage moves as well, but for the most part, going to come in, set the sun, throw off a couple of hard-hitting fire type attacks, and really do some decent work here for his team. As up next, we see the Hoopa. Hoopa, very interesting tier 3 mon. Can hit decently hard on both the physical and special side, so a decent mixed attacker. Interesting speed tier as well. So, and its typing is different from its Unbound form, which teams really need to be sure they are prepared for. So Hoopa can be interesting. Not a standard draft league Pokemon that is picked, so definitely looking forward to seeing how Hoopa can work out with this team. Next up, he has got the Acelgor. Acelgor, of course, incredibly fast Pokemon. Very frail, but again, very fast, so typically can be seen as a lead Focus Sash user, can set up spikes for the team, hits incredibly hard with, of course, Stab Bug Buzz. So again, Acelgor, very fast, likely going to be a typical standard Sash lead, or could be even a late game Specs user. If there's no bug resist on an opponent's team, this thing can hit relatively hard. In Tier 5, he has got the Cryogonal. Cryogonal is one of my absolute favorite low-tier Pokemon in the Draft League format. Cryogonal not only gets both Rapid Spin and Defog, but this thing can also recover its own health with the Recover move. This thing can haze opponents that try and set up on it. Of course, Stab, Ice Beam, or Freeze Dry for decently powerful attacks. I've even seen a Choice Specs Cryogonal, which can hit incredibly hard and really works because Cryogonal's I think it's base 105 speed, so this thing can actually outspeed a decent amount of Pokemon. Cryogonal, a really, I think, overlooked Tier 5 Pokemon, and really excited to see it drafted here for this team. Next up is the Mega Venusaur here for the Canadiancies. Mega Venusaur, of course, going to benefit from the sun there, allowing it to recover up even more in the sun with Synthesis, now able to use a Stab Solar Beam without having to charge. Mega Venusaur incredibly bulky thanks to that thick fat ability as well, taking even less damage from fire and ice type attacks. So really Mega Venusaur's only real weaknesses coming from Psychic or Ground. And then flying as well. So Mega Venusaur, incredibly bulky Pokemon, throwing out Sludge Bombs, throw out a Giga Drain, can throw out Status as well with Toxic. So Mega Venusaur, what more is there to say? Bulky, fat Pokemon. Next up, he has also got the Darkrai for another Uber pick here. Darkrai, obviously incredibly difficult Pokemon to deal with, thanks to its Dark Void attack, putting opponents to sleep. Thanks to its Bad Dreams, any Pokemon that's asleep is going to lose health thanks to that. Darkrai can set up as well with Nasty Plot and just prepare to sweep away an opponent's team. Darkrai just hits incredibly hard on the special side, so be ready for this thing. Next up, Zygarde 50. Zygarde 50 hits very, very hard on the physical side of things, but can also be a more defensive set as well, as not only can this thing set up with Dragon Dance for offense, but this thing can coil as well for defense. A sub Zygarde, always something to fear. Of course, Stab Outrage and Stab 1,000 Arrows. 1,000 Arrows, a fantastic move, which, you know, really is difficult to switch into if you don't have the resist. So Zygarde, like I said, incredibly hard. Choice Banded Extreme Speed also is extremely scary from this thing. Next up, he's got the Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee, definitely a fantastic rapid spinner for his team here. Hits very hard with the Reckless ability. Those high jump kicks, does have priority in Fake Out and Mach Punch, I believe. Has a couple of coverage moves that can help him out. Could be a Suicide Lead, Sashed, Endure, Reversal, things like that. Hitmonlee, just a really decent lower tier fighting type Pokemon. And last but not least, he's got the Persian, regular Persian here. Persian has a decent and wide range of coverage moves that it can learn. Persian, a really good pivot option for his team, allowing him to switch into other Pokemon that he can take advantage of on his opponents. So I'm looking forward to seeing how a regular Persian here does in this draft league format. So going over the team overall, really well done in making sure most of the cores are taken care of. He's got his dragon, he's got his fairy, he's got fire, water, grass. The team looks really strong here, and this could definitely be a very bulky team to try and take down, but again has a lot of great hard hitters on the field. So that is going to do it for our draft analysis of the Montreal Canadiancies. And once again, my God, that is the best team name I have ever heard of. So hit that like button down below. Subscribe here for more Draft League content. Check out the description down below. There may be some links for you guys to check out where you can find me, where you can find everything about the league. Once again, I am the Online Orphan, and I am signing out.